Hey guys, welcome to the Moon at Noon today. I'm your host, Jacob Moon, back from a little trip out west, and I thought I'd play some songs for you today, just to keep you company on your lunch hour. Here's a song from the Commissionaires, who will be playing at the Rock on Lock on April the 27th, and we're going to be playing stuff from our old record, but also stuff from the forthcoming record, which is we're still working on, but we're looking forward to bringing some new songs to you in the very near future. All right, here's an old Stevie Wonder tune from the first record. It goes something like this. Heaven help the child who never had a home. Heaven help the girl who walks the streets alone. Heaven help the roses if the bombs begin to fall. Heaven help us all. Heaven help the poor man if he struggles one more day. Heaven help the rich man if he turns his back away. Heaven help the man who kicks the man who has to crawl. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us, Lord, will you hear our call? When we call, heaven help us all. Heaven help the boy who won't reach 21. Heaven help the man who gave that boy a gun. Heaven help the people with their backs against the wall. Lord, heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us, Lord, will you hear our call? When we call, heaven help us all. Lord, now I lay me down before I go to sleep. In the troubled world I pray, Lord, my soul to keep. Keep hatred from the mighty and the mighty from the small. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Yeah, it's early in the morning. Heaven help us, Lord, now will you hear our call? When we call, ooh, heaven help us all. Yeah, heaven help us all. Heaven help us, Lord, now will you hear our call? When we call, heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all. Yeah, so there's a little bit of the Commissionaires' first album by way of Stevie Wonder. Great song. That's definitely a song for our times today, I believe. And so this weekend I got a chance to play for some of my friends out there in Alberta. And I want to give a big shout out right now to my buddy Mark Ryan, who put on a show at his church in Calgary and told everybody about it and brought out so many people that wouldn't have heard me otherwise. And I just want to thank you, Mark. I really appreciate what you did there. And you're what I consider to be a champion. And champions are what musicians need most. We don't need major label deals. We don't need to, be going off to some stable job where we're not able to make the music that we'd like to make. We just need champions. We need people who say, like, I believe in you, I love your music, I'm going to present it to my friends and make sure that they come out and check you out. Of course, then it's up to me to put on a good show and try and to win them over with my songs and stories and everything else. But it's I know we'll never get that chance if it's not for the champs. The champions are really what it's all about. So if you see a show coming up in the next little while that you like to champion, man, that would be amazing. I would love to work with you and give you all the materials that you need to help you to champion a show in your area. So just to give you a brief overview of what's coming up, I'm going to be playing at Long and McQuaid for a couple of live looping clinics. Those really don't need as many champions as some of the other shows, so maybe we'll forget about those for now. But you can see those on the website, March 28 and 29. But I also will be playing on the 7th of April with my buddy Jeremy Benjamin. And Jeremy Benjamin is formerly of Isabel Gunn, and now has got his own solo thing going on, and is working on a new record, and it's coming out soon. So you got to check him out. He's really, really good. Great singer, great songwriter, and that's coming up on April the 7th. So that's a really good candidate for a show to champion. And I'll mention some of the other shows as we go along here. But maybe I'll play an original tune here now. This is a song for Allison Henkel and some of the other people who have requested me to play a song from Fascination. This is a song called Is That All You Got? And I'm just going to maybe check in and see if one of those requesters is watching right now. And just to say hi to some people who are. So let me just figure out what's going on here with the old phone here. There we go. We do have some watchers. And we got some people sharing it, which is awesome. Let's turn the volume down because that's kind of weird. Claudia Santiago, thank you so much for tuning in. David Song, nice. Your last name is Song? That's fantastic. I love that. I'm going to change my last name to Song, I think. Braden Berry, thank you. Kate Giron, how's it going out there in Quebec? Good to see you, Kate. Thanks for tuning in. And Alexei is asking if I take requests. Always. If I can remember the words and I don't need a prompter, then no doubt about it, I would love to sing it for you. All right? And if it doesn't require a lot of extra looping technology to make happen. So I'll play this one for you here. This is a song that I wrote for my cousin Michelle, and it goes something like this. Darkest night, sometimes the only flickering light is from the flames beneath your feet. We can't be saved, we can only burn away, so what remains is all you need. What you can live on when everything's gone. Well, you can take everything that I ever owned, swear and scream into the telephone. I'm not a victim, I'm a child of God. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? I understood that people do wrong. I was a witness every day. You bear the scars, well, you decide which one you are. You pursue
survivor or the prey. If you knew how much hell that I've had to pay, you'd get out of my way. Take the last 20 years and throw them in my face. I keep on walking to a better place, 'cause your opinion doesn't mean a lot. Is that all you got? 'Cause I have cried outside in the pouring rain when you tore through my life like a hurricane. I'm even stronger than I ever thought. Is that all, baby? Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Alright, I'm 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 alright, 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 alright. 'Cause you can take everything that I ever owned. You can swear and scream into the telephone. I'm not a victim, I'm a child of God. Is that all you got? I have cried outside in the pouring rain when you tore through my life like a hurricane. I'm even stronger than I ever thought. Is that all, baby? Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Is that all? Alright, 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 alright. Hey!
Yeah. That's a little bit of Is That All You Got? And you can hear that on my Fascination album. Also on my 20 Years, The Best of Jacob Moon album, which came out a couple years ago. So that's dedicated to some people who requested that song over the last little while. Let's check in to see how everybody's doing. Like I say, if you've got something you want to hear and you're desperate to hear it and I can remember it, I'll be glad to play it for you. All right? Sherry Berry. I love that. Sherry Berry. What's with these names today? This is fantastic. I love it. Jervis. Hey, man. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in, man. Jervis is a wonderful singer-songwriter in his own right. And then Alexei's asking for a James Taylor song. Oh, goodness gracious. Song for You, Far Away. What key is that in? That's the first question that we have to ask ourselves. Well, if it's James Taylor, it's probably Capo 3 in the key of D. So many of his songs are. I wonder how he gets through a set without sort of staying in the same key for 10 songs. I don't even know. This is a song with you. Maybe it's... I'm going to go with E on this one. Yeah. I'm going to have to fudge my way through this one because I like when people ask for requests. And I don't always remember all the words without a prompter. But, you know, I listened to the song so much when I was a teenager. I think my teenage friends were all listening to whatever was popular on the radio at the time. And I was going back. I was going to James Taylor. People around me are at it again. God only knows how they do it. One to another, then back again. Something keeps putting them through it. Me, I've been watching more than 15 years, and it hasn't changed a bit. People keep talking about a different life, but it
never seem to fit. This is a song for you, far away, far away. This is a song for you, far away from me. This is a song for you, far away, so far away. This is a song for you, far away from me. Sitting here all alone, springing it on again. I'm gone again. Sitting here thinking of you, it's driving it home again. This is a song for you, far away, so far away. This is a song for you, far away from me. Open the door, it takes me back. Oh, it takes me back. Mention your name and I'm gone again. Oh, I'm gone again. This is a song for you, far away from me. When you're far away, talking about far away, far away from me.
Wow, well, look at that. Sometimes when a song sticks with you that long and maybe you sing it enough in your head, I didn't even practice that song really in a long time, but it's funny how songs have a way of kind of digging themselves, burrowing under the skin and kind of staying there in your subconscious. I wasn't aware of any of the lyrics before I started singing them, and they just kind of came out. I don't know if you ever had that experience where a song just... you can't help it. It's like as soon as you start singing it, you know everything all the way through it. But you could never maybe write it out if somebody asked you to. It's interesting. So, Alexei, that's for you, my friend. That's a little bit of James Taylor. Thanks for asking for that. Thanks for requesting songs today. I wrote a little set list out of songs that I'd like to play for you guys today. And that was a nice little kind of ballad. Maybe I'll do something that's a little more up-tempo. This is an original song. And I'm going to dedicate this one to my wife this afternoon. She's probably working right now. I'm unable to watch, but maybe later she'll see this. This is a song that I included as a sort of bonus track and a new song on my 20 Years The Best of Jacob Moon album that came out a few years ago. So if you're looking for some tunes to check out, you can check me out on Spotify. Also, I do want to mention, if you've been enjoying the music, please leave a little tip, a little something, something. I'm trying to work from home, and I kind of consider this like work. Every week, I set up the camera, I fine-tune all the audio, set up the nice large condenser diaphragm microphone, invite guests. You know, I like to invite guests, so I like to know that I can do that, and I have the budget to do that. And so if you want to see these Moon at Noons keep coming, then all you do is click on the link that's in the description. It's jacobmoon.com/support. And there you'll see there's a little tip jar drop-down menu, and you can choose from $1, loose change, $5, cup of coffee, $10, pack of strings, or $20, gas in the tank. And in that way, you can keep Moon at Noon alive and going. All right? So this is a song that's I want to sing for you now that's it's called Love of Mine. It goes something like this.
If you believe you live again, then you're not afraid to see the end, to choose love when you're bruised and scarred. takes the strength of a broken heart. We'll never understand the timing of tragedies and silver linings. Love of mine, if I could take you away, leave it all behind, ease your pain, though it might take a lifetime. While we're here, let's make a vow we won't live in fear. Love of mine, it's a broken road, and few the signs that will lead you home. But there's a voice, and it's drifting low like a distant sound of an old radio. It's deep inside, it's all around you. This is how His love surrounds you. Love of mine, if I could take you away, leave it all behind, ease your pain, though it might take a lifetime. While we're here, let's make a vow we won't live in fear. Love of mine, if you find yourself again where it all comes to an end, this is where He begins, where He begins. We've been broken, I've been bending, deep inside this love is ending. Can we just believe again? Love of mine, if I could take you away, leave it all behind, and ease your pain, though it might take a lifetime. While we're here, let's make a vow, let's make a vow. Oh, my love, yeah. Let's make a vow we won't live in fear. Love of
All right. It's a song called Love of Mine. And may we all live in courage and choose not to just hold back in fear, but to actually pursue the stuff that we want to do in our lives, and the stuff that we feel like we're being called to do in our lives, and not be because sometimes, I mean, that song was written around the time when my wife was just coming out of treatment for cancer, and we had some choices there. The doctor kind of sends you away and kind of says, like, okay, we've done everything we can do. Hopefully it's all gone. And then you can either choose to live in fear that it's going to return, or you sort of say, you know what? I've got to take every day that I can and just soak up every moment. And that's hard to do. It takes courage. It takes determination. It takes, a certain amount of blocking out the voices that would say, there's these statistics that this is going to return, and I know this person who came right back, months later, and you have to sort of deny those words and those stories their power, and you have to say, you know what? There's another story that has a greater power, and I'm going to choose to lean into that. So that's kind of what where that song came from. I know sometimes people like to know where my songs kind of originate from. So let's take a look. I'm just going to turn that back on. We're still here, folks. Don't worry. Fear not. It's funny when you use a camera that is not a video camera. It does a weird thing where it's actually it shuts itself off after 28 minutes, because if it doesn't, then it's considered a video camera and has to be taxed differently or something. It's really weird. Anyways, there's people who have been commenting since I last tuned into you here, and my mother-in-law tuned in. Yay! She says, "Yay, Jacob." Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Troy Schofield, thanks for tuning in again and encouraging me on my original songs. I appreciate it. So somebody has asked me, David Song has asked me about some songs by John Denver, Oasis, and Ed Sheeran. I don't have those in my back pocket, but those are good ones to consider for the future, for sure. Alone in New York, Peter Joseph wants to hear that. Well, gosh, I always like to oblige. And End of the Road, somebody wants to hear as well. So, no problemo. I can totally do that. Those are a couple of ballads. But I'm playing my Furch guitar today. So there it is right there. There's the headstock. You can kind of see it there. The Furch. These guys have furnished me with a nice guitar for a nice price, so I always like to give them a shout out when I can. All right. I'll talk while I'm tuning here. I do want to mention, too, that I'll be at the Registry Theater on April the 22nd. And if you want to come and catch me there, I play there every Christmas. I like to play there also during the regular year and play some of my more original stuff and do some live looping and kind of have some fun with people who are fans of that. So if you want to come out, that's a Sunday night, 7 o'clock at Registry Theater. Please join us. We would love to have you. I promise we'll have you home by 9:30, so you can still start your day, the next work day, no problem. All right, this is a song that was requested by Peter Joseph. This is "Alone in New York." First words. Yeah, I got it. It's okay, Peter.
It's over now, but I'm still under, like the shipwrecks in the sea. Across the Hudson, I stop and wonder, will you come down and search for me? 'Cause now the life I planned is turned to sand, and it's gone between my fingers into dust. We fade to black, no going back. Well, we're all afraid of something, and I'm just a long goodbye, high and dry. And I don't wanna be alone in New York tonight. Memory, walk beside me and write down all I see. I need to believe that this has meaning, that might be. 'Cause now the life I planned has turned to sand, and it's gone between my fingers into dust and fade to black. No going back. Well, we're all afraid of something, and I'm just a long goodbye, high and dry. And I don't wanna be alone in New York tonight. This will to carry on. It's the only thing left when hope is gone. Tonight will never brighter, and they shine right through into my heart. On Bleecker Street, I can't move my feet. It's the last place I wanna fall apart. But people here, no strangers to fear. They know that I don't wanna be alone in New York. Yeah, I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be alone. No, no, no. Yeah.
All right. That's a little bit of Alone in New York for you there. Yeah, and somebody else wanted End of the Road, and I'll get to that eventually too. I do want to mention that the March for Our Lives is coming up on March the 24th in the United States, and I just saw some of those young people speaking on network television last night, and I'm just so impressed. You know, you think about it, there's high school kids, they're still going to high school, but in their spare time, besides doing their homework, they are organizing a national movement together, separated. You know, they're often speaking in different cities and different states, and yeah, it's just crazy what they're doing. It's how they're pulling this off, I don't even know. But their whole aim is to make schools safer and to say, you know what, in the past, these mass shootings have happened. We've all witnessed them. We've all seen them happen month after month, year after year, for years, and it's always thoughts and prayers, and this is not the time to make this a political sort of football, and then nothing gets done. And it's usually because there's a very, very powerful lobby called the NRA that is driving policy and donating to political candidates to make it so that, you know, they're basically in the pocket of those candidates, and if they want to party line of the NRA, so that any movement to try to get gun deaths and violence researched by the National Research Council is thwarted. Any efforts to make guns harder to get for people with mental illness is thwarted. And any age limits, any limits on types of guns, whether they be like guns, weapons of war, assault rifles, that kind of thing, that's all been suppressed by the NRA. And there's going to be about 500,000 people at least marching on Saturday to say, you know what, that's not okay. And these people are going to be voters like in a year or something like that, or two. And so I think it's the time for unfettered access to deadly weapons in the public square, in public places, and in private places, is changing. So, and I think that's a welcome thing. You know, there's other countries that have had this same problem. Australia, you know, is one of them that just dealt with it, and they just said, okay, this is what's going to be happening now. Everybody was like, okay, that's kind of what's happening, because they didn't have an NRA to kind of fight them. I think the general populace in the States would definitely be for a lot of these changes. So hopefully we'll see them get done. I want to sing Crow in the Cradle as support for to add my voice to what those young people are doing. There's going to be a March for Our Lives rally in Toronto on the 24th as well. So if you're in Toronto, then definitely try to check that out. All right. And check out the video too, which is here on Facebook and on YouTube. Crow in the Cradle. And share it around, because this is the time, you know? All right.
The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Now is the time for a child to be born. He'll laugh at the moon and he'll cry for the sun. And if it's a boy, he'll carry a gun, sang the crow on the cradle. If it should be that this baby's a girl, or never you might, if her hair doesn't curl, with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, and a bomber above her wherever she goes, sang the crow on the cradle. The crow on the cradle, black and the white, are somebody's baby, is born for a fight. The crow on the cradle, the white and the black, oh, somebody's baby is not coming back, sang the crow on the cradle. Sweat and they'll save to build you a coffin and dig you a grave. Well, hush by, little one, never you weep, for we've got a toy that will put you to sleep, sang the crow on the cradle. My gun and I'll shoot that bird dead. That's what your mother and father once said. Well, crow on the cradle, what shall we do? Oh, that is a thing that I'll leave up to you, sang the crow on the cradle. Oh, that is a thing that I'll leave up to you, sang the crow on the cradle.
Yeah, so that's a song that will appear on the next Commissionaires album. It's funny when Joel mentioned a theme that he wanted to incorporate into a kind of overarching theme for the new album. Back in January, he said, for some reason I'm feeling like Birds of Doom should be almost the theme, if not the title. And I thought that's interesting, yeah. And then I didn't think anything of it until we recorded this song, Crow in the Cradle, a couple of weeks ago. And then we both kind of looked at each other and was like, Crow in the Cradle, Birds of Doom, hello. It's all kind of matching up, and so I'm really thrilled that we're able to make that happen. So Ruby says, my son is loving this. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. I'm just going to refresh the comments here just so I can kind of see what's happening here. So I'm going to play one more song, and then I'm going to call it for today. But I do want to encourage you guys to come and join me on April the 7th at Blessings Church right here, not too far from my place in Hamilton on Locke Street. And then on the 27th to join the Commissionaires for our show at the Rock on Locke, which is just in the corner of Charlton and Locke Street. We're going to have Donut Monster donuts and all kinds of fun stuff. So you're going to want to check out that as for sure. You can get those tickets on my website right now. And what else? The 22nd of April, I will be at the Registry Theater. So all my Kitchener pals, come on out. Would love to see you. So there's that. Peter says, thanks, Jake. Check the tip jar. Well, thank you, Peter. I really appreciate it. And if those of you who are watching right now, I do have a tip jar just in the link that's in the description of this video. It's jacobmoon.com/support, and there you can leave $1, $5, $10, $20, just a little something to help keep this live stream going, because I do it every week, and I like to invite guests, and I'm trying to kind of develop and change my system. Today I'm working with a new system. I'm using the Blackmagic Web Presenter Pro, so thank you to my Patreon supporters and my weekly supporters here on Facebook Live for helping me get that. It's almost paid for. So I can plug in my camera and my microphone into this box and then send that into my Mac, and it tends to sync up the audio and the video, so it comes as one to you, and it looks a little better too, which I hope you enjoy. So, and then Brian is asking for something by Peter Gabriel if I haven't already played it today. If somebody wants to hear Subdivisions. You know what? I don't have my looping pedal plugged in, so I don't know if I can necessarily do Subdivisions without the live looping happening. I mean, I could. It just wouldn't have all the features in it. And somebody did ask for Peter Gabriel. And maybe I'll play a little Peter Gabriel for you here, just to kind of end it off with a bang here. All right. Something like this. And there's a version of this song on YouTube with me and Rob Brown playing it. So check that out. Rob Brown's a great drummer.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill, I could see the city lights. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice, standing, stretching every nerve. Had to listen, had no choice. Did not believe the information, just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, they've come to take you home. Yeah, back home. Keeping silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. The open doors will now be shut. So I went from day to day, although my life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say. Which connection should I cut? I was feeling part of the scenery, walked right out of the machinery. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son said, grab your things, they've come to take you home. Yeah, back home. where I wanna be. Liberty, she pirouette, just when I think that I am free. I watch my empty silhouette, who closed their eyes but still could see. No one taught them etiquette. I was shown another me. Today I don't need a replacement. Show them what the smile on my face meant. My heart going boom, boom, boom. So I said, you can keep my things, they've come to take me home. Yeah, back home. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, until next week's Moon at Noon, which hopefully I'll have a special guest for you. It's going to be on Tuesday next week, so watch for it on Tuesday instead of Wednesday or Thursday. I have to leave for a little trip to the eastern part of Ontario to play some live looping clinics in Orleans on Wednesday night and Kingston on Thursday night. Free, 7 o'clock at your local Long and McQuaid. Check the website for details, and please come and join me again next Tuesday at noon for some more Moon at Noon. Thank you guys so much.